Hey, it's Sid with Table Talk with Sid again. Another life memo. I want to toss around and discuss this topic of how do you get things to happen in life? How do you begin those steps of creating the life you want? And how do you get your dreams, your hopes, and all those things that you find valuable in your life? How do you get them to come true? So I want to start off with discussing that through kind of maybe the eyes of myself with my boyfriend. So he has these amazing gifts of the ability to build things and create things and use his hands to get things to go from something raw or broken to something magically beautiful, something that's functional, something that works. So he's obviously in construction and he loves every second of it. He really enjoys the manual labor, even though those times, that we've come to those times where that needs to be moving on, where he's doing more of the educational end of things, more of the management end of things. But he has said time and time again how much he loves to be out with the guys, creating things and building things. So he's come up several times with ideas of things that could be built or created. And he'll tell me about them. And I'll say, well, what are you doing? Are you writing that down? And he'll go about his day and he goes, no, it's up here in my head. So here's a little secret. So when an individual gets ideas, whatever ideas these are, that is life, God, and the universe whispering to you. Now, many people think that ideas are just things that come along because you get an idea. But if you can just take a moment to imagine that ideas are actually that contract coming back to you from life, God, and the universe. So let's just paint a visual. Before you came to Earth, and whatever your belief is fine. It's irrelevant if you believe in God, life, or the universe, whatever you believe in. But let's say before you plopped down here on this earth, there was a little gathering of you and whomever else, God, life, and the universe. And these powerful beings said to you, these are the things that are going to make you amazing, happy, brilliant, inspired. These things are the things that are going to make you unique, the things that will make you you. And the promise I'm going to make is that when you're down on earth, I'm going to send you these things called ideas. Now, they're not going to come all at once. They're going to come here and there when you're emotionally ready, maybe when you're physically ready, maybe when the timing is just right. You will get these things called ideas. Now, these ideas are our contract with you that we've all agreed that there's certain things that you're meant to do on earth. So when you get these ideas, that's life, God, and the universe whispering directly to you. So in order to show respect and regard back, one of the greatest things you can do is to write it down, post it, be able to see it on a regular basis, because that's kind of going back to them and saying, I heard you, I get it, I'm paying attention, I have gratitude for it, and now I've written it down so that I can see it every day. Because again, I've said this time and time again, there's a reason why people who are in poverty typically grow up and stay in poverty. Not always, but typically. Middle class, same thing. Wealth, same thing. Because the soul only creates that which it sees on a day-to-day basis, which it sees and is comfortable with. So those things that you have ideas on, if you'll get them out of your head, write them down, put them up where you can see them daily, and then begin to think on it. Like, what kind of steps, what kind of things do I need to do to get it? And feel that excitement of creating it. Feel that excitement of all the little intricate things that need to be done, need to be created, need to be learned. Because the downfall is if you're looking at an idea and you're looking at it, but you have that feeling of, geez, I don't want to have to do that. And oh gosh, I'm really not that excited about doing that. Then you're missing the boat, because the vehicle to that thing that you've written down is the excitement. It's the inspiration. It's the motivation. That's the vehicle that gets you from point A to point B. And if you don't have excitement for that which you've just written down, then you're saying to life, God, and the universe, all right, so I've written it down. But yeah, I really don't have as much gratitude as maybe you would hope, because if you think I'm going to do all of the things I need to do to earn it, to gain it, to be educated, to have it in my life, then you better think again, because I just want it for free. So that process of write it down, see it, feel it. So I'm going to give you an example. I had built a home years ago, and mind you, when I built this home, I was literally only bringing in maybe $15,000 a year. And at the time, I was doing a ton of choreography, and I had just decided, I had this feeling, this quote unquote idea, that it was time to build the home I've always wanted to build. And that home had my dance studio in it. It was up on a mountain, and it had a view, and it had a great amount of square footage, I might add. And not that I would say I would ever want to be back in an HOA again, I'll just tell you that, or behind a gate, but nevertheless. So I have this feeling, okay, it's time. So as I'm thinking about it's time, my first steps are, I start thinking about how it will feel to be in that home. Of course, I did all my own blueprints, because I've been drafting and blueprinting and doing interior design for 20 some odd years. So I did all my blueprints, my drafting of it and the design of it. And I began to go through, okay, how many square feet, what kind of property, what kind of flooring, all the way to what kind of fixtures. I could feel where I wanted the vents in the home. I could smell the wood. I could feel myself standing, and I could see myself standing at the window and looking at the view. So my point being is you have to begin to live the experience. Feel yourself in that experience. Feel yourself in that home, looking at the view, cooking in the kitchen, decorating the house. Feel how it feels to raise those children in that home. So as you visualize your thing, whatever that is, feel your journey, feel how it feels for every process, every intricate thing, then sit with it. I know it sounds crazy, but as you're doing it, you got to sit with it. You got to fill yourself up with it. You begin to eat, sleep, drink it, not because you have to, because that is the soul being committed to something that you really want. And when that soul is committed, it's constantly 24/7 working on how to create that, because the soul only creates that which it's comfortable with and that which it sees on a regular basis. So as I began creating this home, I thought to myself, okay, what is it that I need to do to get this? Well, at the time, again, I was doing choreography. So I go up near the U of U, and I go walking through this extraordinarily beautiful neighborhood. Most of the surgeons live up in there. And I'm talking homes that are on a minimum of 15,000 square feet. So I'm walking through there, and I'm thinking, okay, this is what I need to be doing is choreography. Now, at the time, I was doing choreography, but I wasn't touring with anyone. So I thought, okay, how can I make the amount of money I need to make to get that home that I want? Well, I need to be doing choreography for a major label or a major artist or a major project, something in that realm. Okay, how much do I need to be paid? And so I decided right then and there how much I needed to be paid. So I went through the whole thing, and I remember feeling and thinking how it would be to be on tour with an artist, how it would feel to be on the bus, how it would feel to go from event to event, creating and cleaning up and tightening the choreography. So as I'm wandering around, I'm coming back down. I was up there for about an hour, and the phone rings right before I get to the car. And as crazy as this sounds, but this is how life, God, and the universe works, I get this phone call from an artist. And she was a dancer that I had worked with in the past. And she and I typically went head to head. But she had called me saying that she couldn't get me out of her mind. And she said, did you know that I'm a vocal artist with Universal or Epic, or I can't even remember, one of those labels? And I said, no, I didn't know that. And she says, well, I really need a choreographer. You fit me perfectly. Even though we've gone head to head, I feel like you're the choreographer I need. Would you tour with me and create my show? So I said, of course. And I said, this is how much I need to be paid, and which was a pretty penny. She didn't blink an eye. She said, okay, call my label tomorrow and deal with my manager. And within 3 days, I was out in LA doing the choreography. So all of a sudden, because I had this thing I knew I wanted, and I had excitement for it, and I could feel myself in it, and I could taste it and feel the air conditioner, and I could feel the heat, and I could feel the floor. And I was doing this with excitement and creating the floor plans and driving around looking for the property. Because it was done with excitement, God, life, and the universe says, she's paying attention. She's listening. She's showing dedication, effort, commitment. All right. So she is asking. She's asking for what needs to happen next, because she's listening, because she has her feet on the ground and she's doing something about the excitement and about the commitment we have. We can now provide the next thing. That's how come I received the phone call. So long story short, those tours that I did with those variety of labels and artists created an income that could afford the home that I so badly wanted to build. She is freaking beautiful, I have to say, and I'm so grateful for her. But it's not just about, I'm not a person that has to be up on a hill, behind a gate, looking down with my nose up to everyone. That was not the purpose. It's not for being entitled or elitist. It was because I absolutely love floor plans. I love the architecture of creating an artistic floor plan. I've been doing it since I was 10. The love of interior design, the love of all of that. So it was a purpose of fulfilling all of my dreams through talents that I had. So my point is this: you have certain things that have come to you. You have these ideas. Understand they are not just ideas. They are the things, the contracts from life, God, and the universe that are coming to you because you are prepared, you are ready. It is the moment to act. They don't come to you so that you can sit on them for another 2, 5, or 10 years. They come to you at the very moment that God, life, and the universe says you are ready to begin the journey. So if you can just take a breath, get excited about the journey, the moment, the idea, the creation, the hiccups about it, and love the process of creating the life you choose through using the ideas, which are the gifts that come to you, you will find you will begin to live the life best meant for you, and you will begin to live the life that you choose. Now, in your day, you will fall down. Stand up, brush off, and move on. Talk to you.